And on this episode of The Future and Young, we talk about choosing your battles and choosing your people. Let's go. Thank you guys for joining us today on The Future and Young. I have some news about the podcast and The Future and Young. We just hit our first 100 listeners, our 100 downloads across all of the different podcasts that we've produced. So thank you guys for listening and thank you guys for sharing. 100 might seem like a small number, but we're just getting started. This whole thing is just kicking off, so that is excellent news. So I just want to thank you guys for sharing. Keep listening. We are so grateful that you guys are part of this. So getting into new content today. Today we're talking about two topics or two questions. How do you choose the correct battles and how do you choose the correct people? How do you choose the correct battles and how do you choose the correct people? So let's jump into new content. Let's jump into what we're going to talk about today. And the first question and the first idea is, how do you choose your battles and why is that important? Again, how do you choose your battles and why is that important? So in order to choose the battles that you need to fight, in order to choose what's important, you must first define what is important to you and your organization. Define what is important to you and your organization. Nothing is more annoying to a boss or a teacher or a person in authority than someone bringing up a completely irrelevant point and making a big deal out of something that is completely arbitrary. As leaders, we need to stay focused on what is important to both us and those around us. Again, we need to stay focused on things that are important to both us and those around us. We're totally allowed to have passions. We're totally allowed to like things and to be passionate about different things. But if that thing gets in the way of how you are leading, how the organization achieves its goal, you don't need to become unpassionate about it. You don't need to not have a passion behind that certain thing that you're talking about, but rather reevaluate the way that you express your passion. If what you're passionate about gets in the way of you achieving what you want to achieve, and in the way of the organization achieving what its goal is, you need to reevaluate the way that you express your passion about that subject. And I want to show you guys an example of a passion that's recent, and I don't want to get political. This isn't a political thing that I'm going to be talking about. I'm not taking one side or the other. Rather, I'm inspecting it from a leader point of perspective. I'm analyzing the leadership that was shown. And I want to talk about the recent movement among students. And that's what this podcast is a lot about, is about student leadership, and that we're trying to build leaders. And so the Never Again movement that happened recently with the school shootings and the different students taking lead about something that was super important to them. And I kind of want to analyze that and show the positives, what I thought was amazing about it and what I thought was not so good about it. And so one of the things that I really thought was amazing about what they did from a leadership point of view or leadership perspective is they saw an issue. They saw an issue in their community. They saw an issue in our culture in general, and they decided to act on that problem that they saw. They witnessed a problem and they decided to take action against that. And this is a perfect example of a group of people who have a common passion and doing something about it and allowing other people to come around them and also help them get their passion across and create controversy and create discussion. And that's what they were able to accomplish with that, is they were able to create enough commotion and create enough conversation that their passion became the passion of other people. And when their passion became the passion of other people, true movement started to happen. So let's put that into our lives and what this means as far as choosing your battles and choosing what you're passionate about and how to describe that and how to give that to people. So like they did, when you have a passion and you have something you want to say and you have a certain mindset, and you manage to get that, your passion, to become other people's passion, then you can create true change. Again, when you have a passion and you can tell it in a way that becomes other people's passion, then you can create true change. So how does this relate to battles? How does this relate to choosing your battles every single day? There are going to be times when you see problems in your workplace and you see problems in your school. And knowing which problem to take charge and actually solve is going to mean whether or not you are looked at as a leader or not. Let's give another example. Say you're in the workplace and you work as the marketing director and you see a couple of issues. You see that the company is not marketing correctly to the right group of people, and you look to the person in charge and you say that that's an issue. But there's also another problem that you think is pretty prevalent in the office, and it's the fact that your Keurig machine doesn't have Starbucks coffee in it. Which of those problems do you really think is going to be more important for you to take charge and actually try to solve? Is it going to be the fact that you don't agree with the coffee in the Keurig machine, or is it going to be the point that the company is not marketing correctly? If you go after the coffee and you truly want to change the coffee and you think that that's going to impact the company in a crazy way and it's going to boost productivity, it's not that important compared to the other issues. Choose your battles based on, one, how they will help you achieve what you need to achieve, but also how they help the company or the organization or the school achieve what it needs to achieve. Because that's important. As leaders, we need to put other people's thoughts and other people's goals into mind as well when we try to put our passions on forth. So, define what's important to you and your organization. When you define what's important and you put your passion behind that definition, then you can create turmoil and you can create change. So choosing your battles and why it's important. So let's get into the second topic and the second discussion that we want to talk about today: how to choose your people and why is that important. And this was actually a question that was sent in, and someone wanted clarification of what I thought about this and what I thought about choosing people and how that impacts you and impacts your organization and why it's important. So if you have questions, you can send them in as well. But let's dive into this question of how to choose your people and why that's important. I love this quote: "You are going to be the product of everything that surrounds you." Again, you are going to be the product of everything that surrounds you. This question fascinates me because the question's so real. It's so prevalent to everybody, not just leaders, but everybody in every stage of life. How you choose your people and knowing that you're going to be the product of everything that surrounds you. No matter what type of person you are, no matter who you are, no matter the leader you are or the decisions you make, this question is perfectly applicable to the person you're going to become. So here's a few just thoughts. Here's a few things that my dad's actually talked about several times. So shout out to my dad for influencing me in a good way and sharing these thoughts. And he's shared these my whole life. But he always says, you have control over your attitude. You have control over your dreams, your thoughts, your actions. You have 100% control over how you treat people, how you talk to people, and how you think about people. So this all means the fact that you control you control your mind, you control your actions, you control how you think, but you also control what you think and how you treat people. If those are all true and you have complete control over that, it means two things. You have control over who you hang out with, and you have control on how you value their thoughts. Again, you have control over who you hang out with, and you have control on how you value their thoughts. This is important for a couple of reasons. One, having control over who you hang out with. Who you hang out with outside of the company or school walls, you have control of. And this is important because when you have control over who you hang out with, you have control over who influences you. When you have control over who you hang out with, you have entire control of who influences you. And then when you value your thoughts, if you have complete control on how people value your thoughts, you not only have control over how people influence you, but you have control over what you do with the things that they tell you. and I want to say this, and if you're taking notes, I want you to write this next thought down, that not all your friends have to be active influencers, but all of your active influencers better be in your close group of friends. Again, not all your friends have to be active influencers in your life, but all of your active influencers in your life better be in your close group of friends. So what does that mean? Not all of your friends have to be your active influencers. There's going to be people in your life that you just enjoy hanging out with, that you enjoy spending time with, that you like to play baseball, you like to go to shows with, you like to watch movies because you guys have common interests. But they don't need to be the active influencers in the way that you live your life, the way you lead. Those friends that you enjoy and you have common interests with don't need to be the people that you have active influencing on your life. But all of your active influencers better be in your close group of friends. All of the people that you look to and you aspire to be, they should be in that close group of friends that you have. Because when you take the people that you want to be and you look up to people and you see attributes in people that you aspire one day to be, like I said at the beginning, you are going to be the product of everything that surrounds you. So when you surround yourself with what you want to be, you will then become that simply because you are surrounded by positive influences. And this is so important, whether you're 6 years old or whether you're 60 years old. When you surround yourself with people that you want to be like, people that are good influences on you, you are going to become a product of that. And that's going to be important for your growth, and it's going to be important for their growth, because when you become a better person, they become a better person, and all of that comes together, and you just get a group of amazing people, and you guys can go do amazing things. So, again, not all of your friends have to be active influencers, but all of your active influences in your life better be in your close group of friends. Point number 2, you want to know how to choose people? Define your plan and realize the people that will get you there most effectively. You want to know how to choose your people? You want to know how to choose the people that are going to influence you? Define your plan and realize the people that will get you there most effectively. This is a thought that you're going to have to think about. This is going to be something you're going to have to analyze down the road. There's going to be people in your life that don't have your best interest in mind, and you're going to have people in your life that you're not going to have their best interest in mind. So those people, if you guys don't have mutual best interest at mind, you probably shouldn't be close friends with those people. They shouldn't be on your close team of leaders, because when you guys have different plans and your plans don't align, you're not going to be productive in your projects, in your acquisitions or anything like that. You're not going to have that closeness, and you're not going to see eye to eye. If you're a leader, be the person that other people would want on their inner circle. If you are a leader, be the person that other people want on their inner circle, because they see you as a good, active influencer, and they see you as someone who can speak life into them, and therefore they want you on their inner circle because they want to aspire to be someone exactly like you. So you want to know how to choose your people, define your plan, and realize the people that help you get there most effectively. And be the person that you can get other people from point A to point B because of your leadership and how you work. So again, today we talked about 2 things: choosing your battles and choosing your people. So thanks guys for listening. A couple of things about the Future and Young. This is the first episode coming out on summer of 2018, and super big things coming your way. We're going to start doing small little 3 to 4 minute motivational midweek things where we put out motivation just for you guys. Like I said earlier, we just hit our first 100 listeners, first 100 downloads, and that's super big because that allows us to, not allows us, but it shows that we are actually reaching people, and thank you guys for listening. So if you found this helpful in any way, you found this productive, share with people, get it out there. We love hearing your guys' stories about how this is affecting you in a positive way. Share this with a teenager in your life that you think needs to improve on their leadership. So thanks for listening, and we will be back with you next Thursday.